YouTube. It's been a while, I know. First, I'd like to speak on the happenings in Japan. Now, obviously, by now, you've probably heard about the earthquakes and tsunamis in Japan. It's horrific and terrible in so many different ways. I know if you're a subscriber, you probably know I was applying to go to Japan. I'm still not sure if I'm going or not yet by scholarship. That's in April, but I don't know if we're even going. I know they canceled the spring departures for another program. I'm not sure if through my program or not, but they canceled it. It's way too dangerous to go over there with the radiation and being at the level it is now. It's just terrible. People have lost their homes. People have lost family members. People are worried about their past host families, their families. People here are from Japan now, are worried about their home and worried about whether or not they should go back home and face that danger. It's terrible and very scary, and it's very unfortunate that it happened. And it's even more unfortunate that people on the internet and people just in everyday life are saying that they deserve it because of Pearl Harbor. That makes no sense. That's stupid, and I'm not gonna spend my time talking about it. Those stupid people who make ignorant comments. But yeah, you can donate to Red Cross, and I was going to do that, but my school is taking donations in every class. So yesterday I gave $2, and today I gave $5, so I gave a total of $7. I was planning on giving the Red Cross, but like I said, they came to my class and picked up money from everybody, and so I think our school, or at least people in my class, gave a good amount. We gave at least $40, I think, altogether, and there was like 20 people in our class. But yeah, so yeah, that's really sad and disappointing for the people who were planning on going, but I'm just glad not a lot of people were over there that were planning on going over there. They were planning on going over there this week, and they didn't end up going because of all that was happening. But I'm glad they're not over there and they're not in any danger. But for the people who are, I am praying for you, and I hope my little donation made it, and I hope it makes some sort of a difference somewhere in Japan, and I hope that they can fix the radiation problems that they're having now, and hopefully in God's light that everything will be fixed, or not fixed, but everything will be safe again in Japan, and they'll be able to recover quickly. But as for my trip to Japan over the summer, I'm still not sure if I even want a scholarship, yet alone if they're even going to have it for the summer, depending on what happens in Japan. But yeah. And finally, the main point of this video is today I came home from work at Pizza Hut, and I got a message in my message box, and I think it would be way easier to answer in the video rather than typing it out and responding it. It'd be easier for me to speak it. You understand what I'm saying, right? Anyways, the person sent me a message. I don't know if he or she wants me to say their name, so I won't, just in case. But they sent me a message, and the gist of it is that she is a freshman in high school, and she's never cosplayed before. And just reading it off of here, she wants to cosplay when she's young, but she doesn't have anyone to cosplay with, or take her to conventions, or that love anime as much as she does, or he. Sorry if you're a he, but I'm just gonna refer to you as a she. Let's see. I have no friends or family members that love anime like I do. I feel like the oddball around where I live. My questions are: how did you find out about anime? What got you started? How did it feel when you first cosplayed? What was it like? Do you have any friends to do it with? Do you have any advice on what I should do about finding people just as passionate as me about cosplay as I am? And to let you know, it's not bothering me at all. I wish people would send me more questions because I like answering people's questions. But yeah, on to answering those questions, and I'm trying to make this as quick as possible so this won't be a long video. And it already is now. It's probably past like 5 minutes. Anyways, first off, I'd like to say that I was in the exact same position as you were probably when I was in 8th or 9th grade, I think. Let's see, 8th grade. Yeah, the whole 8th grade. I live in a small town, and there is nothing short of a big town around me besides Tallahassee. And Tallahassee, I did not know they had an anime convention, and it's free. It's small, but it's free. I've never been to it before, and I would like to go, but it always falls on the weekend. I end up going to Panama City for spring break. But let's see. I'm reading this off here so I won't go off subject. She has no one to take her to conventions or that love is anime as much as I do. I had the same problem. I was 15, 14. I couldn't drive. I still can't drive conventions if I want to. I can't drive that far. But luckily, my first convention, I've only been to like 2 or 3, and they were the same conventions. My dad lives in Alabama, in Birmingham, Alabama, and at the time there's a convention called PersiaCon, and in 2008, I believe, I was in summer of 8th grade, and I was at my dad's house for the summer, and I found out there was an anime convention there. Now, a friend that I have known online for like 2 or 3 years, she had also just moved to Alabama. And so we got together and we decided to meet at the convention, have fun. We're like the same age, in the same grade and everything like that. And her parents and my dad got together and they talked while we were at the convention. And I ended up staying at her house for the weekend to go to the convention because the convention was actually an hour away from my dad's house. So that's how I ended up going to my first convention. And it was fun. I had somebody to go with. I'd never really met this girl in my life. I've known her on the internet through IM and cell phone and texting for like 2 years, and I trusted her. She trusted me. It's very, 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 very rare that that sort of thing happens, and I advise somebody to not just go into it. I've known this person for 2 years. Don't just go and meet somebody for a month and stay over at their house, not meeting their parents or whatever. That's dangerous. So I was very cautious with that. But anyways, I had a lot of fun. I didn't dress up. I went in regular school clothes. Clothes I wouldn't even wear today to school. I went in those types of clothes. Like, it's regular clothes that you wear to school. So, I mean, that's how I ended up going to my first convention. Now, being the oddball around the town, that's kind of hard to get around. It's like, you like anime, but you know, you tell people you like anime too, and they have no idea what anime is. You say Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I know what that is. Naruto. Oh, that's for kids. It's on Cartoon Network. Da 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 da. And then you say something that you might have watched in Japanese before. No idea what that is. I mean, no idea. And it's frustrating at times. I know what you're talking about. And they're like, oh, you watched that? Like, they're just surprised that you, like, they were surprised I watched it. You don't look like the type of person to watch anime. You're not a nerd or whatever. You don't have to be a nerd to watch anime or read manga or like Japanese culture. You really don't. It doesn't, I mean, it gets surprises people. It's kind of funny to me, actually. But yeah, you really don't. I found out about anime, well, it's like, I knew what it was, but I didn't know it was anime. when I was like in first, second grade, Sailor Moon was on TV, Dragon Ball Z was on TV, every Pokemon was on TV. I was into that. I had the Pokemon cards, had all the Sailor Moon tapes. I still have the Sailor Moon tapes. My brother was crazy about Dragon Ball Z. I had Pokemon cards. I had the Digimon cards. I had the works, the games. I had Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 1. I was just into that stuff. Like, I didn't play games as much, but I did like Pokemon games. I like that. I like trading cards. And even though a lot of people in my school knew what Sailor Moon was and that was their favorite cartoon, I just always liked that sort of thing. So that's how I got into it when I was little. But let's see, when I was in 6th grade, it was actually 2005 going into 2006. They had when Naruto first came on, like in 2005 on Cartoon Network. I didn't want to watch Naruto. I did not want to watch it. It was like, seemed like a kid show to me. Just never really watched it. And on New Year's Eve, they had a Naruto showing or whatever on there, and it was just like a marathon of it. And so we didn't have anything to do. Me, my cousin, and my brother, we were all in the living room and we were watching TV. And so we just left the channel on Cartoon Network. Now Naruto was playing, and I came back inside and I saw it on TV, and it looked pretty cool. It was the episode where Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura, when they were younger, they were battling that boy that looks like a girl, and Naruto was firstly turning into the nine-tailed fox. Now that jump was so cool to me. It was so cool. I don't care if I sound like a nerd right now. That was so cool. And I don't cuss or anything because I don't know how old you are, but that was cool. Okay? It was just really cool, and I just started watching from then. I went back and watched all the episodes, then continued on from there. And that's just basically how I got started into anime really deeply, is from Naruto, and that's where my heart will always be, in Naruto and Sailor Moon. I don't watch either of them. I don't keep up with Naruto anymore. It's just too long. I stopped where they were, I don't know, it was just, I got to the part where they were older and grown up and everything and all that stuff. It just got too long. I couldn't focus on it as much, and I had slow internet. So after a while, I couldn't wait like 5 hours for one episode to download every week. It was too much. So, I mean, I catch on it every now and again, and I actually watched it about 2 days ago. And I know I'm rambling, so I need to stop. But to tell you the truth, I've never really cosplayed. I planned on it, and I wanted to buy costumes, but stuff always comes up. Extra stuff that I actually need to buy comes up before I can cosplay, and I haven't been to an anime convention since like 2009, so I never really cosplayed. The closest I ever cosplayed was on my old channel. I did a video, and I'll put the link below. I'll put like some kind of words, something around here. You know, I'm not really that good at putting words where they're supposed to be, but if I'm good, I'll put something around here on my old channel. And it was a video, and basically it wasn't a cosplay, it wasn't a certain character. I just put on like a little schoolgirl shirt, a tie, some skinny jeans, and some striped socks. My brother just came knocking on the door. So I hope I remember where I was. What was the question again? Oh yeah, so cosplaying. I've never really cosplayed before. I just put on a little schoolgirl shirt with a tie, a red tie, striped socks, and some chucks. These are kind of dirty now, but it's been like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been like a year. Did it like last February, and it was a cosplay meetup, which leads into the next point: how to find people that you can cosplay with. Now, when I moved to my dad's house, I lived in Alabama for like a year almost, and I wanted to find people that I cosplay with or whatever. Even though I did find them, and I did have fun with them. It was just, as soon as I found them, I had to move back to my mom's house for family reasons, and it really sucked. But you can find friends if you live in a reasonable city. You know, like Birmingham is a reasonable city to be staying in. and other places, such as probably if you live around the Atlanta area. Like if you live around big cities, you don't have to necessarily live in the city, but if you're like in a 50-mile radius or driving, you meet up, you meet people. We actually, well, when I met them, we went to the park and we all dressed up, and I thought there was about a good 20-30 people there. It was really fun. Everybody bought their own share of food. Like everybody bought like a bag of chips or sandwiches and stuff, and we ate in the park. It was really, really nice. And I have pictures on my whole channel yet again, and I'll link it somewhere in here, but it was really fun. And again, my dad let me ride with people that I had began to trust over the internet, and it turned out really nice because we were the same age, and she drove me back home, and she met my dad and talked to her mom again, and it was just really, really fun. And I'll put the website where it's actually called cosplay.com, and there's forums. You've probably heard about it before. There's forums and everything about just cosplaying, and meetups. They have them for different states, different websites. They have conventions, lineups, small ones to even the hugest ones, like in California, San Francisco, and everything like that. They're just everywhere. You won't even know. There might be something like close to your town and you just don't know it yet. There's some held at colleges. I know there's one that I was talking about earlier at FSU, and it's not big. It's only 2 days. It's on the April 8th and April 9th at FSU, and they have it every year. It's completely free because it's so small, and they have it at school. So yeah, so that's how I got to meet up with people in Alabama when I didn't know anybody that liked anime. And it's kind of hard to find people at school that like it, because I can tell you one time I was trying to talk to somebody that I overheard was talking about anime. I was like, hey, I like anime too. And I was like, yeah, I've heard of this before. That's really cool that you know what it is. She was just like, yeah, whatever. I was like, well, geez, sorry, I thought all anime people were the same. Excuse me, whatever. But I didn't have any friends to do it with me. None of my friends liked anime or hardly knew what it was. They called me the Japanese girl or whatever, that Asian chick or whatever, because I like all that kind of stuff. And I like Japan and Asia, East Asia, everywhere. I like traveling, but I really like Asia, and I want to learn Japanese one day when I get the chance. So no, I didn't have any friends to do it with. Not any that I hadn't already tried to make. And you can make friends over the internet as long as you're safe with it. Be safe. That's the number one thing. Be safe. Don't give out your information. Cell phone number, maybe. Don't give out your house or your full name unless you really know them and you trust them. And I mean, most of the people I met online were girls, people the same sex as me. Not really comfortable with boys over the internet quite yet, but I really have to trust them and like them in order for me to do that sort of thing. But yeah, just be careful with the internet. I've always had good experiences with it. I've never had a bad experience, but anybody can. So I'm not saying go out and just go everybody. You know, you gotta be safe about it and let your parents know what you're doing so they can know about it, and let them talk to their parents too, and they should be okay with it if they are in the same boat. So yeah.